Thanks for tuning in to Mohawk Valley DiamondDawgs baseball. I'm Pete Pagliaro, bringing you all the action tonight for some perfect game Collegiate League baseball between the Boonville Lumberjacks and the Mohawk Valley DiamondDawgs. Thanks for tuning in tonight, folks, from Veterans Memorial Park. First, let's go through the lineups for the visiting Boonville Lumberjacks. Batting first at shortstop, number 5 is Andy Perez from the University of Pittsburgh. The center fielder is number 24, Clayton Hodges from Jacksonville University. Tonight's DH for the Lumberjacks is number 35, Carter McKay from Memphis University. At first base is number 34, Jeremiah McLemore from Mount Olive University. The third baseman is number 27, Akil Namola from Florida Tech. The second baseman, number 3, is Sebastian Burgos from Fort Hays University. The left fielder is number 25, Joey Cartagena from Indiana State. The catcher is number 8, Bo Jonas from USF, University of Central Florida. The extra hitter is number 12, Jacob Newland from Texas Baptist. In right field is number 1, Mason Rosmando. On the mound tonight for the Lumberjacks is number 28, Andrew Turner from Pittsburgh University. Lumberjacks are coached by Jay Gonzalez. For the Mohawk Valley DiamondDawgs, it'll be Edwin Sanchez, number 28 in left field. In center field is number 3, John Calabrese. Third baseman is number 13, Joey Calabretti. The catcher is number 30, J.P. Kuzik. The DH is number 11, Caden Hart. At shortstop is number 34, John Ramsey. The first baseman is number 27, Justin Hurd. And in right field is number 24, Ethan Hughes. And the second baseman tonight for the Dogs is number 7, Sean Stoney. On the mound tonight for Mohawk Valley is number 42 from Herkimer College, Brandon Rusnick. And that is your lineup for both teams as we are just about ready to get started here as the teams take up their final warm-ups here.
Hey fans, want to get into some on-field fun? We're looking for participants for tonight's water balloon toss. If you're out for a good time and want a chance to be a part of the action, head over to the first base dugout and see Jack.
And so final warm-up tosses being thrown here by Brandon Rusnick. He is the big right-handed pitcher for the Dogs here tonight. Dogs coming off a win last night versus the Amsterdam Mohawks, as the Mohawks were 9-0 coming into the game, and they walked out of here 9-1 after the big loss at the hands of Mohawk Valley. And here we go, ready to start. Andy Perez is the batter for the Lumberjacks. Here's the pitch. And first pitch by Rusnick misses for ball one. And we are underway here from Veterans Memorial Park in Little Falls. Beautiful night here for baseball. And Rusnick now will wind and deliver. And that one is down low for ball 2. So 2 balls and no strikes to Andy Perez, the shortstop from the University of Pittsburgh. Lumberjacks come in here with green tops tonight. They have a goldish white trim and looks like gray pants. Lettering on the front is in white. And that one misses, or actually called a strike. 2-1 the count. Across their chest is the word Boonville. Just had to check. Couldn't see if it was Boonville or Lumberjacks. And your Dogs wearing the traditional black tops, green scripted dogs across the front, and white pants. Three 3-1 count now to Andy Perez. Here's the windup and pitch. And that is popped up into right field. Right fielder calling off the second baseman, and he makes the play for out number 1, as that was Ethan Hughes there in right field for the Dogs.
Jacksonville University, Clayton Hodges.
So Clayton Hodges from Jacksonville University. He is the center fielder tonight for the Lumberjacks. He's going to step into the right side of the plate. Right-handed batter is Hodges, wearing number 24. And he awaits the pitch now from Rusnick with 1 out. There's the windup and the pitch. And that's fouled off. by Hodges in the count 1-0. 0-1, I'm sorry, 0-1. No balls and 1 strike. Hodges steps into the box, ready to go. Awaiting Rusnick's pitch. He looks in, gets his sign, and he's going to set, wind, and deliver now on the 0-1. And right down the center of the plate for strike 2. So quickly, Rusnick up in the count 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes, 1 out, nobody on. Top of the first here from Veterans Memorial Park in Little Falls. And the umpire telling the visiting team to knock it off. Being a little loud over there apparently. 0-2 the count. No balls, 2 strikes, and 1 out. Here comes the windup now and the pitch. And that is high, 4-1 in the count, 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out to Clayton Hodges here. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Rusnick. And that one misses high. And the count now even at 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Clayton Hodges, the batter at the plate, right-handed batter facing the right-hander in Rusnick for the DiamondDawgs. Here's the pitch. And there is called strike 3 as Hodges doesn't like the call and slowly walks away. So Carter McKay now the batter for the Lumberjacks. First left-handed batter we're seeing here tonight. He is from Memphis University. He's the DH tonight for the Lumberjacks. And Rusnick picks up his sign from his catcher, now winds and delivers. And that's fouled off. And the count 0-1. So J.P. Kuzik, the catcher behind the plate for the Dogs. Wind is blowing from right to left here tonight in the Little Falls. Not as windy as it was last night. Little breeze here coming through once in a while. Here's the windup and pitch now to McKay. And the count now even at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. 1-1 count. Rusnick will wind now and deliver. And outside corner catches the outside part of the plate. And the count 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Rusnick ahead in the count now 1-2. 1-2 pitch, here it comes. Outside corner calls, strike 3. And again, McKay doesn't like that call, but that does it. A 1-2-3 inning for the Dogs. And we will head to the bottom of the first, scoreless here at Vets Memorial Park.
We know pools. Garrity Pools and Spa are the experts in building and creating backyard memories for thousands of families. Garrity takes pride in offering only the highest quality in-ground Pacific pool and radiant above-ground pools that are built for upstate New York weather. Garrity offers only the best with BioGuard chemicals to keep your pool sparkling clean. Visit the professionals at Garrity Pools and Spa, 234 South Caroline Street, Herkimer, or GarrityPools.com.
Hey fans, tell the world you are here at Veterans Memorial Park watching your Mohawk Valley DiamondDawgs. Share your experiences, connect with other fans, and gain behind-the-scenes access to your favorite team. For more information, visit mvdiamonddogs.com or like us on Facebook or follow us on Instagram and Twitter.
And welcome back, fans. Bottom of the first inning here from Vets Memorial Park in Little Falls. We are scoreless. And the Mohawk Valley DiamondDawgs coming to the plate here will be Edwin Sanchez batting first, followed by John Calabrese and Joey Calabretti. No score after Lumberjacks went through the lineup 1, 2, 3. So Edwin Sanchez now the batter for the Dogs. Sanchez from Siena College. He is the left fielder, and he bats from the right side of the plate. He is going to face the pitcher from Pittsburgh University of Pittsburgh, Andrew Turner. And the first pitch called strike in the count 0-1 to Sanchez. So Turner winds and delivers, and he puts it in the dirt in the count now 1-1. So 1 ball, 1 strike to Edwin Sanchez. Again, Sanchez, a right-handed batter for the Dogs from Siena College. Number 28 plays left field here tonight for the Dogs. Here's the pitch. That is high and inside for ball 2. And the count 2-1 to Sanchez. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Andrew Turner, the pitcher on the mound. Big right-hander for the Lumberjacks. He's going to wind and deliver. And there's a strike. And that will even the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2-2 now to Edwin Sanchez. Leadoff hitter for the Dogs here in the bottom of the first. And we wait the pitch now from Turner. 2-2 pitch on its way. And a curveball in for a strike. And down goes Sanchez for out number 1.
The center fielder, number 3 from Bucknell University, John Calabrese.
So John Calabrese, now the batter for the Dogs. Calabrese from Bucknell University. He's the center fielder. Left-handed bat is Calabrese, and he is in the box and ready to face Turner as Turner winds and delivers and shows bunt, pulls it back for called strike 1. So 0-1 count to Calabrese. Calabrese steps out of the box, takes a few warm-up cuts before he's going to make his way back into the batter's box as Turner picks up his sign from his catcher, and he's going to wind and deliver on the 0-1. And down low for ball 1, and the count 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strikes to Calabretti. Calabretti at the plate with nobody on, 1 out. Calabretti due up next. Here's the pitch. And they say he went on that one. And the count now 1-2 to Calabrese. So Joey Calabretti on deck. He is the third baseman for the Dogs. So with the 1 out, here comes the windup and the pitch now to Calabrese. High and outside. And we are even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Gorgeous day here in Little Falls for baseball here tonight. It's a perfect game, collegiate baseball league action. The Boonville Lumberjacks come to town here to Little Falls to face off against the Mohawk Valley DiamondDawgs. So that one misses for ball 3. The count now 3-2. Andrew Turner adjusts his hat, looks in now, picks up his sign, and he's going to wind and deliver on the 3-2 to Calabrese. And Calabrese fouls that one off down the first baseline. And we will stay put at 3 balls and 2 strikes. 3-2. Turner again looking in, takes a deep breath, and now will wind and deliver the pitch. And that one hits him in the leg. And he will head over to first base, will Calabrese, after being hit by the pitch.
Joey Calabretti.
So Joey Calabretti from for Seton Hall University. He is a right-handed batter is Calabretti, third baseman for the Dogs. He steps into the batter's box. 1 out, runner on first base. Dogs looking to strike early here in the bottom half of the first. Here's Turner, takes a glance at the runner over his shoulder, and now delivers the pitch. Big swing and a miss, off-speed pitch, and swing and a miss by Calabretti. 0-1 the count. No balls and 1 strike. Turner again, awaiting for Calabretti to settle in. Looks at the runner at first base. And here comes the windup now and the pitch. from Turner. No, he's going to step off as the runner at first base was getting a little too far off the beaten path. And so we'll reset and do it all again here with Calabrese at the plate with 1 strike. Sorry, Calabrese. I keep confusing the two here. Calabrese. And a little chopper to short. Shortstop picks it up, throws over to second, back to first. And they pull the double play. 6-4-3 double play to end the inning. So no runs score. Another 1-2-3 inning. And we will be back after this. We're scoreless after 1.
At GPO, we understand every member's journey is unique. That's why our employees take the time to listen, understand, and deliver personalized solutions that fit your life. From budgeting to borrowing, we're with you every step of the way. Your journey, our commitment. GPO Federal Credit Union, committed to excellence.
Wake up and smell the sizzle at your local Burger King. Burger King is open for breakfast 7 days a week. Your mornings deserve the royal treatment. So dive in to try our delicious breakfast sandwiches, savor our savory hash browns, and wash it all down with a hot or iced coffee. Whether it's Monday or Sunday, we've got your breakfast cravings covered. Swing by BK today to have it your way. You rule at participating U.S. restaurants during breakfast hours.
And we're back, fans, for the start of the top of the second. The bat goes flying to the third base line. That was a little scary there. Got to be careful out there. You never know when a bat can come your way or a ball. So we'll have a couple of shout-outs momentarily to some of our fans who are listening in. Appreciate everybody tuning in. So the count 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Here comes the windup now and the pitch. And that is popped foul on the count now 0-2. That is Jeremiah McLemore. So thank you for Sadie for listening, one of our biggest fans, the biggest supporters of the DiamondDawgs. Glad to have her there and listening. So hello to Sadie. Also Edwin Sanchez, thank you for tuning in. Rich Smith says he played on this field back in high school. Has great memories of this field. And Rick, this is a great field. I agree with you. This is a beautiful field. A lot of people don't realize how great of a field this is, and I always tell people to come out here in Little Falls to check it out if you can. Robbie Hart likes that outfield view. So we'll try to keep bringing that to you as we have different cameras here, trying different things. Ball is hit on the ground to the shortstop, and they pick it up and throw over to first for the out. So there is 1 out after Jeremiah McLemore grounds out to short.
From Florida Tech, Akil Nimala.
So Akil Nimala, now the batter from Florida Tech. He is the third baseman for Boonville. He bats from the right side. He's ready to face Mohawk Valley pitcher Brandon Rusnick here. Here's the windup and pitch by Rusnick. And right down the center of the plate. And that is strike 1. So with 1 out, nobody on. No score here in the top of the second inning from Vets Park in Little Falls. Perfect game, Collegiate Baseball League action. And this is brought to you by Creative Outpost and all the interns working hard with the cameras out there and our production team here inside the booth. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out to Nimula. Here comes Rusnick now with the windup and the 1-1 pitch. And that is popped up. First baseman coming. Catcher also coming at the first base area, goes out of play. As we have some fencing along the first base line, goes into the seating area. And the count now 1-2. 1 ball and 2 strikes. One-two pitch. Here comes Rusnick with the pitch. And his little chopper popped into the glove of the second baseman for out number 2. And that is Sean Stoney with the play for the Dawgs.
Now to the Lumberjacks, the second baseman, number 3, from Fort Hays State University, Sebastian Burgos.
After the pop ball from Nimula, Sebastian Burgos is now the batter with 2 outs here for the Lumberjacks. Rusnick is set to deliver. He's going to wind and deliver the pitch inside for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes to Burgos. Burgos, the second baseman from Fort Hays University. Fort Hays is where Burgos plays his college ball. And that one's fouled off into the tennis courts here on the first base side of the field. Never been here before, like I mentioned, every game. Basketball courts, tennis courts to the right of us here on the first base line. That's where you got to hang out if you want to foul ball. 1-1 pitch, here comes. And that one is high for ball 2. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Sebastian Burgos. Burgos, a right-handed second baseman here for the Lumberjacks. 2-1 count. Here's the pitch. 2 outs, nobody on. That is outside, stopped by Rusnick. And the count now jumps to 3-1. So 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. And Rusnick now will wind and deliver on the 3-1 pitch. Here's the pitch. And high and inside for ball 4. And he will take his base, Will Burgos.
Now to the Lumberjacks, the left fielder, number 25, from Indiana State University, Jorge Cartagena.
So here's Jorge Cartagena from Indiana State. He is the left fielder for the Lumberjacks. Wearing number 25, right-handed batter is Cartagena. So here's the windup now and pitch to Cartagena. 2 outs, runner on first. And the ball gets away from the catcher, finally grabs it, and too late as the runner steals second. He takes a big dive at second base. Looked like he was diving in a pool. Did the old diving on the WWF style rink there. So Cartagena now with a 1-0 count, and he's got Burgos at second base and 2 outs, no score. Top 2 here from Little Falls. Rusnick is ready. Runner at second base taking a huge lead. And that is hit into right field. It's looking going foul, and he stretches out to make the play. Does the right fielder, unable to make the grab. And the count now 1-1 with 2 outs. So valiant attempt by the right fielder Ethan Hughes, a little bit out of his reach out there. But made a valiant attempt to get it in foul territory. And so we'll reset with Jorge Cartagena getting his bat, jumping back in the box. And a 1-1 count is facing him here with 2 outs and a runner on second. Staring him down is Brandon Rusnick on the mound. And he looks at the runner at second base, and now he's going to throw back to second. And close play at second as the runner at second taking a large lead. That was Burgos. And Rusnick didn't like what he saw, made a quick play to throw to second. 1-1 pitch, and that is popped up, and the catcher heading over to the dugout, and that will drop in and out of play. And the count remains now, jumps to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Cartagena. And Rusnick is getting ready to deliver on the 1-2. So runner on second is Burgos. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here's the windup and pitch now from Rusnick. And he's going to throw back to second again on a quick play. Safe again is Burgos. Burgos really pushing his luck there at second base, taking a very large lead. 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Cartagena awaits the pitch now. Here's the windup pitch, and that ball hit sharply to short. He drops it, picks it up, throws over to first, and got him. So quick play, quick hands by the shortstop. And the inning is over. No runs score, and the score remains 0-0 as we head to the bottom of the second.
Spring into action and get started on your home projects with Little Falls Lumber. Get your free estimate today for that project, big or small. Little Falls Lumber. They're always happy to help.
Stop by one of our 3 convenient locations and speak to one of our knowledgeable salesmen about your next project.
And welcome back for the start of the bottom of the second inning. No score. Final warm-up tosses being thrown by Andrew Turner. As the Dogs will bring up J.P. Kuzik, Caden Hart, and John Ramsey here in this inning. So J.P. Kuzik is the batter. Right-handed batter is Kuzik. He'll jump into the box, and he will face Andrew Turner. And Turner will set now. He winds and delivers to Kuzik, and he does so high, and that one gets away from the catcher for ball 1. So Bo Jonas doing the catching duties behind home plate for the Lumberjacks. And Turner is ready to deliver on pitch number 2. And that is fouled off again down the first base line. And some lucky fan is going to get that souvenir. And they count now 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Kuzik. Here's Turner with the windup now on the pitch. Curveball just missing inside, 2-1 the count. So 2 balls and a 1 strike to J.P. Kuzik. He's the Dogs catcher. 2-1 count. Andrew Turner will wind and deliver. If you guys remember, we used to have an Andrew Turner that played here for us. Not the same Andrew Turner that's on the mound. And that one misses for 3-1. Andrew Turner ended up getting drafted. Ended up playing for the Mets franchise. I think. Marlins? Sorry, Marlins. Wrong team. Wrong team, right division. That ball hit past a diving shortstop for a base hit by Kuzik.
Now batting for your Dogs, the designated hitter number 11 from Virginia Tech, Caden Hart.
So Caden Hart is now the batter. We did have a draftee that played for the Mets. I'm just trying to remember who it was. He got drafted by the Mets. I don't remember who it was now. It'll come to me.
Justin Guerrero.
Justin Guerrero, correct. That's who it was. Yes, he's no longer playing baseball. But everybody chases the dream for a while. That's what the fun of it is. You never know. And there is strike 1. So no balls and 1 strike. Getting as far as these kids that do get is a huge feat on his own, playing college baseball Division I is a huge, huge accomplishment. 0-1 count, runner on first. Here's the pitch now to Hart. Taking a while to throw the ball before he releases it. And there's a swing and a miss. Ball gets away from the catcher. And the count 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to the DH, Caden Hart. Hart from Virginia Tech. A 1 ball and 1 strike to Caden Hart. 1 ball, 2 strikes, actually. 1 and 2. Runner on first, taking a short lead. Turner looks over at the runner at first. And he's going to wind and deliver on the 1-1 pitch. In the dirt. And the count now 2-2, I believe. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Caden Hart. Runner on first, taking a short lead. That is J.P. Kuzik. 2-2, here's the pitch. And curveball gets a piece of it, sends it fouled on the first base line. Does Caden Hart. And the count will stay put at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. The runner on first, Dawgs looking to get on the board here in the bottom of the second inning. No score. Turner sets, looks over his shoulder at first base, and delivers. And there's a swing and a miss for strike 3 to Caden Hart. That's the second strikeout of the evening for Andrew Turner.
From Trinity College, John Ramsey.
So here's John Ramsey from Trinity University. Ramsey, the shortstop for the Dawgs, right-handed batter. And now, with 1 out, he's got a runner on first base. Turner looks in, he's set and delivers. In the dirt, gets away from the catcher. That's going to allow the runner to advance to second base. And so Kuzik now at second. And the count to Ramsey 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out. Here comes the 1-0 pitch from Andrew Turner. He's going to glance at that runner at second base, not being held on at the moment. Here's the pitch. And he hits Ramsey in the shoulder, so he will take his base to put runners on first and second.
Now batting for your Dawgs, the first baseman, number 27, from SUNY Albany, Justin Hurd.
So Justin Hurd now the batter. So Hurd with runners on first and second, just 1 out here in the bottom of the second. Dawgs looking to get on the board. Turner looking at his runner at second base. Now winds and delivers. And curveball just curving last moment. And the count 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out. One and 0. Here's the pitch. And there's a strike on the count now, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out. One pitch. Turner sets now. Runners on first and second. Again, short leads not being held on yet. And the pitch. Called the strike on the outside corner, 1-2. 1 ball and 2 strikes with 1 out. Here's the 1-2 pitch now from Turner. Taking a long stare at the runner at second, delivers the pitch, and that ball's hit into left field. And they're going to send the runner. And he is safe at home. So a base hit puts runners on first and second, and a run scores. So for Justin Hurd, the RBI single gives the Dog the 1-0 lead. So Ethan Pugh's now the batter for the Dawgs. Dogs have taken a 1-0 lead with 1 out. Runners on first and second. Ethan Hughes now the batter. Hughes from Warner University. Right-handed batter is Hughes. Here's the pitch. Big swing and a miss by Hughes in the count 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Dogs have bounced out early here on the board. 1-0 advantage. Got opportunity for more with runners on first and second. Ethan Hughes at the plate with 1 out. Facing an 0-1 count. Here's the windup and the pitch. Down the middle, 4 calls, strike 2. So quickly, Andrew Turner ahead in the count here, 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Dog looking for some timely hitting here from Hughes with runners on the base pads. 0-2, 1 out. Turner glances at the runner at second base and delivers on the 0-2. And swing and a miss, and he strikes out and does Hughes. And now with 2 outs, it'll be up to Sean Stoney.
From Lincoln University, Sean Stoney.
So Sean Stoney now the batter. Stoney from Lincoln University, the second baseman for the Dogs. Again, has an opportunity here with Dogs on first and second, 2 outs. 1-0 advantage. Dogs looking for more here against Andrew Turner. And there's a pitch by Turner. Swing and a miss by Stoney to count 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Fans, stay tuned throughout the game as we will have a roving reporter out there on the field. We're getting some interviews from the coach as well as some fan interaction. So stay tuned for that throughout the game this evening. 1 ball and 1 strike. 1-1 count, 2 outs now to Stoney. Turner looks in. Runner at second taking a generous lead. Runner at first also off the bat quite a bit, not being held on. Here's the pitch. And that one is in the dirt for ball 2. So 2 balls and 1 strike down to Stoney. Again, Stoney, a right-handed batter. And calls Lincoln University home for baseball and academics. 2-1 the count. 2 outs. Turner sets, winds, and delivers. And that's fouled off by Stoney. And the count now even at 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs. 2-2 now to Stoney. Andrew Turner glances at the runner at second. Long stare, now delivers the pitch. In the dirt and stopped by the catcher. Can't find it. It was right in front of him, but couldn't find it. And Mass got in the way for a second. That was Bo Jonas, the catcher. Jonas from the University of Central Florida, wearing his Tar Heel bluish colors, even though he goes to Central Florida. Colors resemble the Tar Heel colors. 3-2 the count now to Sean Stoney. 3-2 now. There's the windup and the pitch. Runners take off. Pitch is high for ball 4, and Stoney will take a walk to first base.
Now batting for your Dogs, the left fielder, number 28 from Siena College.
So we go back to the top of the lineup, and it'll be Edwin Sanchez now coming to the plate for the Dogs with bases loaded and 2 outs. So prime opportunity here for Sanchez with the bases loaded and 2 outs and a 1-0 lead. Has a chance here to put some more runs on the board for the Dogs. As Andrew Turner looks to get himself out of this jam that he put himself in. First pitch by Turner, called strike 1 in the count 0-1. No balls, 1 strike. First at bat for Sanchez, he struck out. Sanchez from Siena College. Here's the pitch. High and inside for ball 1 in the count even at 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike to Edwin Sanchez now. One ball, 1 strike. Andrew Turner winds and delivers. And there's a called strike and the count 1-2. So Sanchez now hanging on with 2 strikes here. And 2 outs with the bases loaded. Turner looks in, picks up his sign from his catcher, likes what he sees, winds and delivers. And that's fouled off by Sanchez as he stays alive with a 1-2 count. A 1-2 to Edwin Sanchez. Right-handed batter is Sanchez from Siena College. Wind is blowing out right to left. 1-2 count. Here's the windup and the pitch by Turner. And swing and a miss. And Sanchez strikes out, strands the runners on first, second, and third. And the score now 1-0 Dawgs as we head to the top of the third.
At NBT Bank, we know that this day starts with this one. This day starts with this one. Because no matter how unforgettable the extraordinary days are, there's a lot of every day that leads up to them. You can count on NBT Bank to help you get started. NBT Bank, it starts here.
At Hummel's Office Plus, our customers remain our #1 priority. Hi, Central New York. This is Justin Hummel, CEO of Hummel's Office Plus. If you are in need of a reliable, competitive, and consistent business product supplier, give Hummel's a try. We offer customized pricing, free next-day delivery, and personalized service. With our wide assortment of office supplies, janitorial supplies, furniture, and everything else you need for your workplace, Hummel's is your go-to for all your business products.
And welcome back, fans, as we are set to start the top of the third here in Little Falls. And leading off for the Lumberjacks will be Bo Jonas, the catcher. So a few more shout-outs to our fans who are tuning in. Big shout-out to Joanne Miller, always cheering on our Dogs, wishing them good luck. Also, Kevin Johnson tuning in. Glad to hear Kevin is listening. Thank you, Kevin, for the kind words. Gene Lang says, give them HEL double hockey sticks. How about that for Gene? And, of course, Sadie's still listening in. So thank you, Sadie, for always supporting the Dogs. 0-1 count. Here's the pitch. That one misses for a ball. 1 to count now, 1-1 to Bo Jonas. Jonas, a right-handed batter for the Lumberjacks. And here is the windup in the pitch by Turner. And I'm sorry, not by Rusnick, has popped foul. The count 1-2. A 1-2 strike. Still working out the kinks here early on in the season. Getting our name straight. Sometimes we even say the wrong team, right? 1-2. Here's the pitch. A little dribbler back to the pitcher. Rusnick grabs it. Tosses it over to first base for the out. So quick, easy out there. As Bo Jonas hits it back to the pitcher.
From East Texas Baptist University, Jacob Newland.
So here is Jacob Newland. He's the extra hitter, number 12. He attends East Texas Baptist University. That's a mouthful. East Texas Baptist University. Right-handed batter is Newland. There's Rusnick now with the windup in the pitch. And called strike one. And the count 0-1. Newland quietly asked the home plate umpire where that was. Didn't really agree with the pitch, but nice little pleasant conversation. 0-1 count. Here's the pitch. And there's another one called strike two. Quickly, Rusnick up in the count now. 0-2 to Newland. Again, Newland is the extra hitter. So no balls and 2 strikes to Jacob Newland. There's the windup and the pitch.
Tanner, can you hear this?
I can hear you. No balls and 2 strikes. 0-2. 1-2 is the count. You're just testing our mics for our big interview coming up during the middle part of the inning. And that one misses for ball 2. And they count now 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes now to Jacob Newland. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the windup and pitch by Rusnick now. And that is down low. And the count now full at 3-2. So 3 balls, 2 strikes. Newland adjusts his batting gloves before he jumps back in the box. And he'll be facing a 3-2 count here from Rusnick. 3-2. 1 out, nobody on. 1-0 Dogs here. And there's a big swing and a miss for out number 2 as Jacob Newland strikes out.
Lumberjacks, the right fielder number 1 from Seminole State College, Mason Resmondo.
So here's Mason Resmondo. Resmondo is the right fielder. He is number 1 here for Boonville from Seminole State College. So with 2 outs, nobody on. Here's the windup and the pitch by Rusnick. And that's fouled off down the first base line into foul territory. And the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Another foul ball for our great fans out here who sometimes hang out in the tennis court area. 0-1 count. That one takes a little bounce. That's obviously going to be a ball. And the count now 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike here to Resmondo. So after Resmondo, we go back to the top of the lineup if they get there. 2 outs, here's the 1-1 count. And down low, 4-2 in the count now, 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike to the right fielder and right-handed batter, Resmondo. 2-1. Rusnick winds and delivers. Called strike 2, And the count now 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs. 1-0 is the score. Rusnick now winds and delivers. And in the dirt for ball 3. So full count again here as Rusnick at the plate facing a 3-2 count here from Rusnick. Rusnick looks in. And he will wind and deliver on the 3-2. And a little chopper picked up by the catcher. He's going to throw over. And that is out number 3. And that'll do it for the inning. So we have a special treat for you fans. We're going to go down on the field for a special interview. Go back to the field for an interview with Coach Luby.
Price chopper. All right, our little contestants there are going to spin around with the bat on their head and then run down to Jack at the finish line.
I'm here with DiamondDawgs head coach Steve Luby. Coach, wonderful win last night. Huge win over the previously undefeated Amsterdam Mohawks. What'd you like out of your team?
You know, our kids came to compete. We had a couple days off with the weather and whatnot, and they came out and they competed. They stayed with it. They stayed with the plan and the process that we work on and did a fantastic job.
And you're up 1-0 tonight here in the 3rd inning. So far, so good. Your team seems to be getting better and better every game.
Well, that's kind of the job we're trying to do is they get better every day. But they're very coachable. They listen, and they're really working on trying to improve their game and what we're doing. So.
All right. Thanks, Coach.
Hey, thank you.
Let's spin around 3 times.
All right, and we're back. Great interview there on the field with Coach Luby. So some great questions and some great inside information from Coach Luby right before he heads out to 3rd base. We bring you all the action here in Little Falls on the field and in the booth. So back here, it is now the bottom of the 3rd inning. And Dogs are coming to the plate here. It'll be John Calabrese. So here is Calabrese. And here's the windup and pitch to Calabrese from Turner. And that is ball 1. So 1 ball, no strikes to Calabrese. It'll be Calabrese, Calabretti, and Kusick due up here in this inning. That pitch also down low, and the count now 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes to Calabrese. Calabrese, left-handed batter, was hit by a pitch in his first at-bat here tonight. Andrew Turner wheels and deals, and there is a ball 3. So 3 balls and no strikes. So a great interview on the field with Coach Luby. So great job there to our crew. And there is strike 1. The count now 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike. We'll have more interviews. This time we'll be in the stands talking to some fans. So stay tuned for that. So 3-1 count. There's the windup, the pitch, and that is fouled off in the count now 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to John Calabrese. Calabrese from Bucknell University. 3-2 count. Here is the windup now and the pitch to Calabrese. And Calabrese pops that one up. And the left fielder calls off the center fielder, makes the catch for out number 2. 1. So Joey Calabrese, our scorekeeper here, is too fast. By the time I look up and look at the scoreboard, he's already got the out up there. So I added one more thinking, he didn't put it up there yet. But he's quick-fingered with the music and the scoreboard. That's our man, Ezzo. Been doing it for years. He's the best. There's the pitch, and that one is hit hard to left field. It is at the wall. It is gone. Home run by Joey Calabrese. So Calabrese goes yard for the Dawgs, and the Dawgs will take a 2-0 advantage after the swing and home run from Joey Calabrese. Here he comes as he crosses home plate, and his teammates are there to cheer him on. So that's Joey Calabrese, the first home run here for the Dawgs tonight. So here is J.P. Kuzik after the home run by Calabrese. And that has given the Dawgs a 2-0 advantage. And Kuzik, the catcher, singled in his first at-bat. He's got a lot to follow here. Big shoes to fill after Calabrese went yard. Here's the pitch. Outside and low. And the count 1-0 to J.P. Kuzik. Again, Kuzik from Fairfield University. Strong lineage of players have come here to Mohawk Valley from Fairfield. And those Fairfield boys work hard. And they are just the type of guys we like here in Mohawk Valley. That ball is fouled off. As we always say during the season, actually I was going to say the off season, but it starts even before the off season. Travis and Coach start looking for players, and one of the places they always go to is Fairfield because they know they're getting blue-collar guys, and that's who they want here in Mohawk Valley. That one misses for ball 2, so 2 balls and 1 strike. And those 2 banners out in center field, the 2015 and 2017 champion banners, is a testament to the hard work these guys do and blue-collar guys we get here in Mohawk Valley. There's a swing and a miss from Kuzik, and the count now 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2-2, 1 out. Here is Turner with the windup and the pitch. And that ball is hit to left field. He's going to drop it for the left fielder for a base hit off of the bat of J.P. Kuzik. And there's his second single of the game for Kuzik.
The designated hitter, number 11 from Virginia Tech, Caden Hart.
So here is Caden Hart. Hart was a strikeout victim in his last at-bat. And he is set to go here. Ready to face Andrew Turner with a 2-0 advantage here in the bottom of the third. Turner looks in. They look at the runner at first base, and here comes the pitch to Hart. Get a long look before he delivers the pitch. And there's a big swing and a miss. That ball was down low, and Hart went fishing for it. So no balls and 1 strike. 0-1. Here comes the windup now and the pitch from Turner. The ball is hit fouled on the third base line. 0-2 now the count to Caden Hart. So no balls and 2 strikes. 1 out. So before this ball game, got a chance to chat with Boonville Lumberjacks owner Butch Russo. He's a friend of mine, and I saw him down there, had a little chat, and we talked a little bit about baseball. He talked about, changing up this team a little bit, new uniforms, fresh look for Boonville. And he brought back a coach that played for him, Jay Gonzalez, several years ago. So he is now coaching Boonville, and they're looking to turn things around and put a championship banner up there in Boonville as the fans come out and support that team out in Boonville. And there's a swing and a miss for Caden Hart, and that is out number 2. So here's John Ramsey. Ramsey was hit by a pitch in his last at bat. He will step into the batter's box here in the bottom of the third with a 2-0 advantage, 2 outs, and a runner on first. Dawgs looking for a little bit more here. And Turner looks at the runner at first base, and now he takes another stare before he delivers the pitch. And there is a call to strike 1. Good job there by the catcher. Bringing that ball a little closer to the strike zone, getting the call, 0-1. No balls and 1 strike. Again, looking over at first base is Turner. And now he's going to kick, wind, and deliver on the 0-1. That ball high and inside. And the count 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Turner again looks over his shoulder at the runner at first base, taking a few steps off the bag. There's the windup and the pitch. And that one hits the inside corner of the plate for strike 2 in the count 1-2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 2 outs here. Turner sets now. He will kick, wind, and deliver on the 1-2. And that is fouled off. And we'll continue the battle here at the plate with John Ramsey. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs to Ramsey. Runner at first base is J.P. Kuzik. Taking a few steps off the bag is Kuzik. 1-2 count as Turner looks over. Turner kicks, winds, and delivers. And he holds his swing, but calls strike 3 as he was caught looking, tried to hold off, but still in the strike zone. So he strikes out this Ramsey. Inning is over, 1 run scores, and the score now 2-0 Dawgs. We'll be back after this break.
If you are looking for some shopping and dining, head on over to Canal Place, where you will find quaint shops, galleries, restaurants, and inns situated in the old mill buildings and storefronts along the waterfront of Canal Place. They've become known as the happening place for the arts in the Mohawk Valley. Not so long ago, many of these buildings were working mills serving the garment industry. Even today, after conversion to service retail space, many of these rugged but lovely structures speak to our great regional manufacturing heritage. If you're looking for fine arts, entertainment, or antiques, you simply must pay a visit to Canal Place.
Some people might think that the tire shop in Canajoharie only does tires. Nah, that's only their name. The tire shop does so much more. Oil changes, custom wheels, interstate batteries, computer wheel balancing, tire repair service and recapping, auto accessories, tire chains, ag bags, bale and net wrap, and much more. And when it comes to tires, the tire shop in Canajoharie also does so much more. Lawn and garden tires, off the road, backhoe, loader tires, log skidder, agricultural, ATV and UTV tires, and on the farm tire services. The tire shop is a multi-line new tire dealer. That means they're quite a choice for top brand name tires for your car, truck, SUV, semi-tractor, and trailer, all at great prices. They're also a Goodyear national accounts and state contract pricing location. Financing available too. Find more information and a list of services at thetireshop.biz. Thetireshop.biz. Open Monday through Saturday, 8 to 6. Yes, Saturday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. The Tire Shop, 155 Erie Boulevard in Canajoharie.
And we are back. Sorry about the delay there, fans. So Clayton Hodges will lead things off here with a runner on first base, nobody out. And that misses for strike one. How did Perez reach? Anybody know? Walk. There's the pitch to Hodges. Fouls that one off on the first base line. And it is out of play. Well, no balls and 2 strikes now to the batter Clayton Hodges from Jacksonville University. He struck out in his first at bat here tonight. Brandon Rusnick, the pitcher here on the mound for the Dogs here in the top of the 4th. There's the windup now and the pitch from Rusnick. Down low, 4-1, and the count is 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody out. Lumberjacks looking to get on the board here, down 2-0 here in the top of the 4th. Rusnick will like to say something about that here with the 1-2 pitch. Here's the windup now and pitch by Rusnick. Swing and a miss, and there is strike 3 as Clayton Hodges strikes out.
Now batting for the Lumberjacks.
That is the 4th strikeout of the game for Rusnick. So here's the DH, Carter McKay from Memphis University. Another strikeout victim was McKay. He is a left-handed batter here. So with 1 out now, here comes the pitch to McKay with a runner on first. Runner on first takes off. Here's the throw. And good throw, and they call him safe on a quick play there at second base. And we may have the replay for you. We'll see. You got to go back into our archives and see if we got that, if we caught that on video. If we did, we'll show it to you sometime between innings. 1-0 count to McKay now. Runner on second, taking a generous lead. He's going to steal third. And that ball's hit right to the glove of the first baseman as he steps on the bag for out number 2. Runner advances to third as he was on the run before the ball was even hit. So McKay grounds out.
For the Lumberjacks, the first baseman, number 34 from Mount Olive University, Jeremiah McLemore.
So here's Jeremiah McLemore. McLemore grounded out in his first at bat from Mount Olive University. A right-handed batter is McLemore. 2 outs here for the Lumberjacks. There's the windup and pitch by Rusnick and a little chopper foul. And that brings us to 0-1 count. So no balls, 1 strike. Oh, and 1 the count, 2 outs. And that ball in the dirt. Catcher can't find it, and then he finds it. It was sitting right at home plate, right behind it. And he jumped up quickly to make sure that guy at third was not coming home. 1-1. So quick move there by Rusnick, protecting home plate with everything he's got. 1-1 the count, 2 outs. Runner at third base for the Lumberjacks. There's the windup and the pitch. And that is popped up into center field. Center fielder backing up. And he will make the grab to end the inning. And that was John Calabrese in center field to end the inning. And that will do it. No run score. The score remains 2-0 Dogs. We head to the bottom of the 4th. And we're going to have an interview from the field here, actually from the crowd, momentarily. And hopefully that's coming to you soon. Hang out.
Hi, I'm Maddie. We have a new feature called Fan Cam, and here I am interviewing these kids. What's your name?
Blake.
What's your favorite part about the DiamondDawgs games?
I like the dogs hit home. I want to Diamond Doggle.
You obviously play. What is your position? Tuning in.
And great interview there by Maddie on the field. Sorry, we had a little bit of technical difficulties. We have wireless antennas and mics up here, so sometimes it always doesn't come across great, but we're testing this out to bring it to you for the fans. So bear with us as we work through some of the kinks. First interview with Coach Luby sounded great. Second one from the crowd, a little shaky, but what are you going to do? So we are ready to start here. Just about ready to go. Last warm-up toss is being thrown by the pitcher.
Mohawk Valley DiamondDawgs, the first baseman, number 27, from SUNY Albany, Justin Hurd.
So Justin Hurd's going to lead things off here for the Dogs. So here is Justin Hurd ready to face Andrew Turner. Turner will wind and deliver. And there is strike one, ball one, to Turner. Nope, not Turner. Sorry, Justin Hurd. Get my names all mixed up. I said, fans, we're still early. Wait till July. I'll be going here. That one has popped up, and the shortstop gets underneath it. He's going to make the grab for the Lumberjacks for the out.
For your Dogs, the right fielder, number 24, from Warner University, Ethan Hughes.
So Ethan Hughes now the batter for the Dogs. He struck out in his first at bat with one out here, nobody on. Bottom of the fourth inning, Dogs lead 2-0. There's the windup and the pitch. And there is called strike one to Hughes. So no balls and one strike, one out.
Chris, we're fine over there. We'll go ahead and play the music. It's just when we're done on the field, they have speakers right there.
Here's the 0-1 now. And big swing and a miss. And there is strike two. So no balls and two strikes with one out. Again, nobody on here. In the bottom of the fourth, Dogs looking to add some more runs onto this 2-0 lead. Andrew Turner winds and delivers and misses on that one in the count 1-2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. As Boonville thought that could have went way of the strike. 1-2 now the count. Here comes the windup and the pitch by Turner with one out. Big swing and a miss by Hughes. He strikes out for the second time here tonight. And that'll bring up Sean Stoney.
For your Dogs, the second baseman, number 7, from Lincoln University, Sean Stoney.
So here's Sean Stoney. Stoney has walked in his first at-bat here this evening. Here's the windup now and the pitch from Turner. Swing and a miss. And there is strike one. So no balls and 1 strike, 2 outs. All one pitch now on his way from Turner. And there's strike 2. As Stoney thought about it for a second, backed off, and now finds himself down 0-2 in the count with 2 outs and nobody on. 0-2 pitch, here comes from Turner, and that's fouled off, so we'll stay put at 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs. Stoney steps back into the box, is ready to go. Here's the windup and the pitch from Turner. Outside and low for ball 1. 1-2 count. Absolutely gorgeous day here for baseball tonight. Not too hot, not too cold. No breeze right now, but not really needed as the weather is perfect. 1-2. Actually 2-2 now as the ball goes up there. So 2 balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs. So 2s across the board with 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and 2 runs. And that one misses for ball 3, and the count now full to Stoney. So 3 balls, 2 strikes. Sean Stoney, the second baseman from Lincoln University. Full count here, 3-2. And Andrew Turner delivers. And there's a swing and a foul tip. He catches the ball And that does it for the inning. No runs scored. Dawgs still hanging on. 2-0 lead. We head to the top of the 5th here at Vets Memorial Park.
Little Falls, New York combines the charms of a small town with the conveniences of a much larger city. Of course, you'd expect to find welcoming people, beautiful scenery, family-friendly activities, and plenty to do outdoors. But you might be surprised to find that Little Falls, New York also has an espresso bar, gem shop, art center, French restaurant, antique centers, local hospital, and extensive civic services and amenities. Not to mention homes both beautiful and affordable, nestled in a dramatic natural setting amongst steep hills that descend to the Mohawk River and Erie Canal. Little Falls, New York. It's a great place to spend a few days or a lifetime. Hey fans, tell the world you are here at Veterans Memorial Park watching your Mohawk Valley DiamondDawgs. Share your experiences, connect with other fans, and gain behind-the-scenes access to your favorite team. For more information, visit mvdiamonddogs.com or like us on Facebook or follow us on Instagram and Twitter.
Welcome back, fans. Great game going on here at the Vets Memorial Park. Close game between both squads as these Mohawk Valley DiamondDawgs coming off a win against Amsterdam where they knocked them off. Well, they were trying to go 10-0, so coming off a big victory for them. And Boonville on a 4-game winning streak. So here is the batter for the Lumberjacks. That is Akil Namola. He popped out in his first at-bat. Here's the windup and the pitch from Rusnick. And that one gets away for ball 1. So 1 ball, no strikes to Akil Namola. Right-handed batter. Wind up now in the pitch coming from Rusnick. And down the center of the plate. And that will even things up at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Lights on here at Vets Park. As it's just starting to get a little dark as the sun goes down. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1-2 now the count with nobody out, nobody on. So it'll be Namola, Burgos, and Carenya. There's a swing and a miss, so he goes down swinging, does Namola. And that is the first out of the inning. That's the 5th strikeout for Rusnick.
From Jorge State University, Sebastian Burgos.
So Sebastian Burgos now the batter. Burgos, a right-handed batter for the Lumberjacks, walked in his first at-bat. And he is here with 1 out, nobody on. That ball hit to the second baseman, scoops it up for the easy out. That was second baseman Sean Stoney.
From Indiana State University, Jorge Cartagena.
So Jorge Cartagena, who grounded out in his first at-bat from Indiana State University, he is going to jump in the box. And if I'm correct, Indiana State, that is where Larry Bird went to school. Correct, J-Mac? Indiana State, Larry Bird? Larry Bird. The Sycamores. See, you guys know their stuff up here. The Sycamores. So here we go. 1-0 pitch. 1-0 count. And there's a strike in the count. 1-1. So we try to give you little tidbits here and there if we remember. We're getting old up here, so we don't remember a lot. Sometimes we forget what happens from the last pitch to the first pitch. Well, that's what happens when you're old, right? 1-2. Swing and a miss. To Jorge Carenya. 1 ball and 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here's the pitch by Rusnick. And that ball hit on the ground. Third baseman bobbles it, and that is an error on the third baseman.
Now batting the catcher, number 8.
So an
from the University of
E5.
Central Florida, Bo Jonas.
100%. So here's Bo Jonas now. Here's the pitch, and it is down low for strike one. No balls and 1 strike, 2 outs. Oh and 1 now. Rusnick looks over at the runner at first. Reached on an error. Here's the windup in the pitch now by Rusnick. Swing and a miss. There is strike 2, so 1 more strike needed here for Rusnick to get out of this inning. Here in the top of the 5th inning, 2-0. Dawgs ahead. Great game thus far by both squads. 0-2. Rusnick looks over at the runner at first, taking a short lead. Now he's taking a few more steps away from the bag. Rusnick delivers, and thus so high for ball 1. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Bo Jonas, the catcher from the University of Central Florida. 1-2. There's the windup and pitch by Rusnick. And that one just missing inside, just a little high, and the count 2-2. So again, deuces wild, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 runs, and 2 teams playing baseball. How's that? 2-2. There's the windup and the pitch by Rusnick. He's taking a little stare before he delivers the pitch. And broken bat. Ball is hit to the shortstop. He throws over to the second baseman. Gets the force out at second, and that does it for the inning. So we head to the bottom of the 5th. Dawgs still lead 2-0. Back after this.
And I am back with the fan cam. Interviewing
Everett, Estelle, Casey.
What is your favorite part about DiamondDawgs?
Snacks. The ices, snacks, and staying up late. Snacks.
Give me your dog bark. 1, 2, 3.
Wake up and smell the sizzle at your local Burger King. Burger King is open for breakfast 7 days a week. Your mornings deserve the royal treatment. So dive in to try our delicious breakfast sandwiches, savor our savory hash browns, and wash it all down with a hot or iced coffee. Whether it's Monday or Sunday, we've got your breakfast cravings covered. Swing by BK today to have it your way. You rule at participating U.S. restaurants during breakfast hours.
And welcome back, fans. We are here at Vets Memorial Park, and we're going into the bottom of the 5th inning with the score 2-0 Dawgs. On the mound for the Boonville Lumberjacks is Andrew Turner. He's taking a few warm-up tosses as he finishes up here and puts one in the dirt. Catcher grabs another ball from the umpire. So fans, like I say all the time, if you've ever tuned in, if you've never been to a game here in Little Falls, you got to make a date. You got to put it on your calendar. If you're a baseball fan, check it off your bucket list. This is a great field to visit. I always say it's one of those hidden gems that you don't really know about until you come out here and see it. It's a great field. Little Fall Mets used to play here. A lot of tradition here. So Edwin Sanchez is going to lead things off for the Dawgs. It'll be Edwin Sanchez, John Calabrese, and Joey Calabretti here in the bottom of the 5th inning. And here is Sanchez. 0 for 2 tonight, Sanchez. He struck out both times. And looking to change that here in the bottom of the 5th inning with a 2-0 lead. And the pitch from Turner is high for a ball. The count 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes. 1-0 pitch now on its way from Turner. In the dirt for ball 2, and the count now is 2-0. So 2 balls, no strikes. So 2 balls and no strikes to Sanchez. Wind up and the pitch, and that is hit into right field. The right fielder takes a few steps to the side, makes the catch, and that is out number 1 of the inning here. And that was Mason Resmondo out in the right field.
from Bucknell University, John Calabrese.
So John Calabrese now. So Calabrese popped out, and it was hit by a pitch in his last at bat. Left-handed batter is Calabrese, and he checks his swing, and they say he did not go. So 1 ball, no strikes. 1-0 count, 1 out. Calabrese awaits the pitch now. Here's the windup. And that is a strike down towards the center part of the plate, lower part of the plate. 1-1 the count. 1-1 with the 1 out, 2-0 Dawgs, bottom 5. Here's the pitch. And that ball is hit right straight to center field. Center fielder's got to actually go to his left just a little bit. And he makes the grab for out number 2. That it was Clayton Hodges out there in center field. And so Joey Calabrese, now the batter for the Dawgs with 2 outs.
Now batting for your Dawgs, the third baseman, number 13, from Seton Hall, Joey Calabrese.
So here's Joey Calabrese with 2 outs. Nobody on here, bottom 5. Calabrese, last time up, took it out of the yard. Home run. First pitch down low, called a strike, and the count 0-1. No balls in 1 strike, 2 outs to Calabrese. Calabrese sat in the box, awaiting the pitch from Turner. Turner shakes one off, now winds and delivers on the 0-1. And swing and a miss, gets a little bit of piece of it. So it wasn't a swing and a miss, he got a piece. 0-2 the count. No balls and 2 strikes to Calabrese. Calabrese grounded out and homered in this game. Nobody on base here in the bottom of the 5th with 2 outs. Dawgs lead 2-0. And there's a swing and a miss by Calabrese. He strikes out. And that will end the inning. And the score remains 2-0 Dawgs. We head to the top of the 6th.
If you're looking for some shopping and dining, head on over to Canal Place, where you will find quaint shops, galleries, restaurants, and inns situated in the old mill buildings and storefronts along the waterfront of Canal Place. They've become known as the happening place for the arts in the Mohawk Valley. Not so long ago, many of these buildings were working mills serving the garment industry. Even today, after conversion to service retail space, many of these rugged but lovely structures speak to our great regional manufacturing heritage. If you're looking for fine arts, entertainment, or antiques, you simply must pay a visit to Canal Place.
And we are back, folks. We are at the top of the 6th inning. New pitcher on the mound for the Mohawk Valley DiamondDawgs. That pitcher is Matthew Kahn from Villanova University. So Matthew Kahn now pitching for Mohawk Valley. He's taken his last few warm-up tosses before he is ready to go here. So Kahn, a right-handed pitcher for the Dawgs. He comes in to replace Brendan Rushnick, who pitched a gem. A few more tosses here for Kahn as he gets all warmed up and ready to go. Looks like he's got 2 more. He just signaled 2 to his catcher. Maybe he meant that's the type of pitch he's going to throw. I'll see. Either 2 more pitches or no, that was it. Now they throw down to second base. So we are ready to go as the batter, number 12, Jacob Newland, comes to the plate for the Lumberjacks. So Jacob Newland now, who struck out in his first attempt now at the plate. for the Lumberjacks. All right, here we go. Newland ready to face Kahn. Kahn will deliver the first pitch here to Newland. And that pitch is a ball in the count 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes. To the extra hitter, Jacob Newland. Newland from East Texas Baptist. Here's the windup and the pitch. And there's a called strike in the count now, 1-1 to Newland. 1 ball, 1 strike. Matthew Kahn, the pitcher for the Dogs. Looks in, gets his sign. He sets and kicks and delivers. And right down the center of the plate for a called strike. And the count now is 1-2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes to Newland. It'll be Newland, Rismondo, and then back to the top of the order with Andy Perez. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here comes the windup and the pitch. And there's called strike 3. And so Matthew Kahn comes in, first batter, strikes him out.
From Seminole State College, Mason Resmondo.
So Mason Resmondo, who grounded out in his first at bat, will get his chance here against Matthew Kahn. Matthew Kahn's second batter of the ball game. Here's the pitch. And that is popped up by Resmondo into foul territory. And that brings us to an 0-1 count. So no balls and 1 strike. 0-1. Here's the windup now and the pitch to Rismondo. And that is popped up. Catcher calling everybody off. Tosses his mask, makes the catch. And that is out, number 2.
Now then to the Lumberjacks, the shortstop number 5 from the University of Pittsburgh, Andy Perez.
So Andy Perez, now the batter for the Lumberjacks. Perez has popped out and walked. And he is ready now to face Kahn. Pitch from Kahn misses for ball 1. And the count is 1-0. So Perez, a right-handed batter for the Lumberjacks here. Two outs, nobody on. And that ball is hit to shortstop. The shortstop scoops it, throws over to first, and overthrows the first baseman.
Now batting for the Lumberjacks, the center fielder number 24 from Jacksonville University, Clayton
So safe
Hodges.
at first. And that is an error on the first baseman or on the throw? E6 on the play. So Perez reaches on an E6, and Clayton Hodges now the batter. So Hodges steps up to the plate with 2 outs, runner on first. And they're going to throw back to first, and that ball gets away from the first baseman, and the runner's going to advance to second. So the runner moves to second on an error. He reaches on an error and reaches second base on an error. So Clayton Hodges now with an actually no count, as he hasn't had a pitch thrown to him yet. Been up there forever, but hasn't had the pitch thrown to him yet. So two outs. Runner on second. That one misses inside for ball 1. So 1 ball, no strikes. Clayton Hodges has struck out twice tonight. And the ball is delivered out to the pitcher by J.P. Kuzik. Just to give him a little enthusiasm and a little pep talk. Here comes Kahn now with the windup and the pitch to Hodges. Looks at the runner at second a few times, taking a generous lead. And the pitch called strike 1. The count 1-1 now to the center fielder Hodges from Jacksonville University. 1 ball and 1 strike. 2 outs. And swing and a miss for strike 2. And the count now to Hodges, 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Hodges, that right-handed batter, has got a runner on second base. He's not being held on, taking a short lead at the moment. And he's going to scoot, get a couple more steps as he can, and taking a generous lead. The second baseman coming in. And the pitch is thrown in the ball 2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. So that second baseman creeping in, trying to get that runner to stay close to second base. So 2-2 now the count to Hodges. Carter McKay on deck should he reach. 2-2 the count. And he steps off, does the pitcher. That is Kahn. Matthew Kahn for the DiamondDawgs. 2-2 now. We'll reset and do it again. There's the 2-2 pitch. He looks at the runner at second base. Takes a long look and delivers the pitch. And down low for ball 3, so we have a full count. Full 3 balls and 2 strikes here to Clayton Hodges here in the top of the 6th inning. 2-0 Dogs. 3-2 the count. Full count. Here's the windup now and the pitch coming from Kahn. Swing and a miss. And he will strike out Hodges to end the inning. So no runs scored. Dogs hang on to that 2-0 lead. We head to the bottom of the 6th.
On a white ticket.
And back with the fan cam today.
Carter.
Jaquavius. What is your favorite part about being at the DiamondDawgs games?
Catching foul balls.
Just, sharking in general and stuff.
Probably Gaylord Perry. He was a San Francisco Giants legend. You know what I'm saying?
The fridge after William Perry. Okay, thank you for tuning in.
You're welcome.
Some people might think that the tire shop in Canajoharie only does tires. Nah, that's only their name. The tire shop does so much more. Oil changes, custom wheels, interstate batteries, computer wheel balancing, tire repair service and recapping, auto accessories, tire chains, ag bags, bale and net wrap, and much more. And when it comes to tires, the tire shop in Canajoharie also does so much more. Lawn and garden tires, off the road, backhoe, loader tires, log skidder, agricultural, ATV and UTV tires, and on the farm tire services. The tire shop is a multi-line new tire dealer. That means they're quite a choice for top brand name tires for your car, truck, SUV, semi-tractor, and trailer, all at great prices. They're also a Goodyear national accounts and state contract pricing location. Financing available too. Find more information and a list of services at thetireshop.biz. Thetireshop.biz. Open Monday through Saturday, 8 to 6. Yes, Saturday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. The Tire Shop, 155 Erie Boulevard in Canajoharie.
And we are back. New pitcher on the mound for the Lumberjacks. It is Anthony Schatz from Pulp State University. So Anthony Schatz now pitching for the Boonville Lumberjacks. So J.P. Kuzik now is the batter to lead things off here for the Dogs in the bottom of the 6th inning, leading 2-0. It'll be Kuzik, Hart, and Ramsey. So a left-handed pitcher now on the mound is Schatz. And that one hit right into the glove of the second baseman. He's ready for it. Makes the catch for out number 1. That is Sebastian Burgos for the Lumberjacks. So Caden Hart from Virginia Tech. 0-2 on the evening. Struck out twice. So here is Hart, a right-handed batter against the lefty in Schatz. Schatz winds and delivers. Outside, stopped by the catcher. That is Bo Jonas behind the plate. He'll pop up to grab that ball. And the count 1-0. Here is Schatz now with the pitch to Kuzik. Nope, not Kuzik, sorry. That one gets away from the catcher as well. 2 balls and no strikes. That is Caden Hart at the plate as Kuzik grounded out. 2-0, 1 out. So Schatz sets, looks in, kicks, winds, and delivers. And that one fouled off, and the count 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. 2-1, 1 out. Dogs lead 2-0. Bottom 6th here from Vets Memorial Park. Here is Schatz now with the 2-1 outside. And the count jumps to now 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike. 3-1 now. As Schatz will deliver to Hart here on a 3-1 pitch. And that is left high by Hart. And the count is ball 4. And he will take his base with just 1 out.
Number 34 from Trinity College, John Ramsey.
So here's John Ramsey. Ramsey struck out in his last attempt, also hit by a pitch tonight. So Ramsey will jump into the batter's box on the right side. It'll be righty versus lefty, as Chance a lefty for Boonville. With 1 out, runner on first. Swing and a foul tip in the count 0-1 to Ramsey. No balls, 1 strike. Schatz looks at the runner at first, winds and delivers. And again, stopped by the catcher. And the count now 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to John Ramsey. Justin Hurd on deck for the Dogs. 1 out, runner on first. Here comes Schatz as he looks over that runner at first base. And now he's going to kick, wind, and deliver. And there's a call to strike 2. And that puts us at 1 ball and 2 strikes to Ramsey. So 1-2, here comes Schatz. Again, looking at the runner at first before he delivers the pitch. And that is fouled off in the count now, 1-2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes to Ramsey with 1 out. 1-2 now. 1-2-1. And here's the windup and the pitch. It is high. And the count now 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Ramsey. So 2 balls and 2 strikes, 1 out. Here's Schatz now with the 2-2 pitch with that runner on first, taking a short lead. And that ball is hit in the air. And the left fielder telling everybody, back off, I got it. Makes the catch out and left. That is Jorge Cartagena for out number 2.
From SUNY Albany, Justin Hurd.
So you heard it, Justin Hurd at the plate. Our announcer getting into it here. So with 2 outs, Justin Hurd at the plate with a runner at first base. 2-0 Dogs. Here's the pitch. And that one misses for ball 1. A 1-0 to Justin Hurd. Hurd is 1 for 1. He popped out. And also singled. 1-2, I'm sorry. 1 for 2. My fault. And that one gets away. I'm not sure if it hit him in the foot or not. We're going to see. And nope, it did not. So 2 balls and no strikes. He just got out of the way. Did Hurd. So runner now on second base after the pass ball. So Justin Hurd, a 2-0 count with Anthony Schatz on the mound from Pulp State University. That's pretty cool. Where do you go? Pulp State. 2-0. Heard a lot of names of colleges. That's one I haven't heard yet. That one's popped up. Pulp Fiction, right. I mean, we have our first Dave Warner University this year. That's a first. This guy does it all. He writes stories. He's got, now he's got a college. I mean, some guys have it all. What can you do? Warner High. There you go, Warner High. That ball hit sharply to the second baseman. Maybe a broken bat. And he is out at first base. That'll end the inning, so no run score. And he'll put at 2-0. The Dogs hanging on 2-0 as we head to the top of the seventh.
Little Falls, New York combines the charms of a small town with the conveniences of a much larger city. Of course, you'd expect to find welcoming people, beautiful scenery, family-friendly activities, and plenty to do outdoors. But you might be surprised to find that Little Falls, New York also has an espresso bar, gem shop, art center, French restaurant, antique centers, local hospital, and extensive civic services and amenities. Not to mention homes both beautiful and affordable, nestled in a dramatic natural setting amongst steep hills that descend to the Mohawk River and Erie Canal. Little Falls, New York. It's a great place to spend a few days or a lifetime.
And welcome back, fans. We are ready to go here. Top of the seventh inning from Little Falls. Great game going on here. 2-0 Dogs. Both teams battling at the plate and on the mound.
Lumberjacks, this is designated hitter number 35 from Memphis University, Carter McKay.
So for Boonville, it'll be Carter McKay leading things off here for the Lumberjacks here in the top of the seventh. It'll be Carter McKay, Akil Namola, and Sebastian Burgos. So first, McKay. Here's the pitch. And that is outside for ball one to McKay. And the count 1-0. McKay, a left-handed batter for the Lumberjacks. And here is Matthew Kahn with the windup and the 1-0 pitch. That one just missing on the outside corner, 2-0. 2 balls and no strikes. And that one is popped up into foul territory. And the third baseman thought about it and then realized it is out of play. I'm not getting that one. Bunch of kids scrambling to under the 10th area where that ball landed. As many souvenirs to be had here in Little Falls. So, as I mentioned, you want to come to a great ballpark, come here. But you want to get a souvenir, I can tell you right where to stand. And there's a 2-1 pitch, and the count 3-1. I almost can guarantee you a ball if you stand in the tennis courts. It is like Dick's Sporting Goods out there. Baseball's everywhere. 3-1 count. And that one is high for ball 4. And he will take his base, Will McKay.
Now batting for the Lumberjacks, the first baseman, number 34, from Mount Olive University, Jeremiah McLemore.
So here's Jeremiah McLemore. Actually, he's batting before Namola. I mentioned Namola earlier. But McLemore first. McLemore, a right-handed batter for the Lumberjacks. Nobody out. Runner on first here for Boonville. And that ball is hit into left field. Left fielder coming strong. And he can't make the grab as it just bounced out of his glove. And that is looks like an error. Is that what they're saying?
Now batting the third baseman, number 27 from Florida Tech, Akil Nimala.
So Akila Nimala. So here's Nimala. So runners now on first and second with nobody out. Ball hit on the ground to the second baseman. Throws over to the shortstop, back to first. And they get the double play. Nice double play executed there by the Dawgs. And quickly 2 outs. So Sebastian Burgos, now the batter for the Lumberjacks.
From Fort Hays State University, Sebastian Burgos.
So here's Sebastian Burgos with 2 outs now, runner on third base. Top of the 7th, 2-0 Dawgs, as the Lumberjacks looking to get on the board here. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs. Pitcher for the Dawgs is Matthew Kahn. He came in for Rusnick. And that one is popped up into foul territory down the first base line. And again, big scramble as the kids head out to get a foul ball. Best part of baseball, going to a baseball game, get yourself a foul ball. Can't beat that, right? We all love baseball. There's the 1-1 pitch, and that is ball 2 now. So 2 balls and 1 strike with 2 outs. Again, that runner at third base, Sebastian Burgos at the plate. There's the windup in the pitch now by Kahn. 2-1. And he went, they said, and the count now 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs. So big pitch here coming from Kahn. 2-2. Looking to get out of this inning with a runner at third base. Here's a 2-2 pitch. And that one is hit over the head of the first baseman into right field. And the Lumberjacks will get their first hit of the game and also pick up their first run of the game. So it took 7 innings before the Lumberjacks were able to score, get on the board, and get a hit. So 2 pitchers in this ball game had a no-hitter going for a while for Mohawk Valley. So here's Jorge Carnejega with 2 outs and 2-1 the score now. So the lead caught in half just with 1 swing. And that one is left high by Cartagena, and the count 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs. Runner on first base for the Lumberjacks. And that one is popped fouled on the first base line. And 1 ball, 1 strike. So if you're listening to the broadcast and you're in the stadium and you have a car, your car's beeping. 1-1. How about that? How about that public service announcement? 1 ball, 1 strike. So if you need to go move your car, I'll wait. And 2 balls and 1 strike with 2 outs. So 2-1 count. 2 outs. A runner on first base dancing around a little bit. They get a short lead at the moment. Here's the pitch. And that is popped up. And this should do it for the inning as the first baseman calling everybody off. Makes the grab, ends the inning. And that'll do it, but 1 run to score. The lead cut in half to 2-1. The Dawgs still lead as we head to the bottom of the 7th.
Visit the Daily Post and stay connected with the latest news, information, and events in the Mohawk Valley. Our mission is to generate interest in the area and connect residents in a more meaningful way by facilitating deeper conversations about how these stories will shape the future of the Mohawk Valley. Join thousands of weekly visitors who stay up to date with feature stories, interviews, videos, our event calendar, and print publication, the Mohawk Valley Express. It's about timely local news for the community, keeping citizens informed about important issues, telling about the people who live and work here, and giving locally owned businesses the opportunity to reach a very targeted audience of locals and tourists alike. It's a whole new form of media-rich content developed specifically for today's mobile lifestyle and listeners. You can download our iOS app in the iTunes Store, listen to our podcast, or sign up for our weekly email newsletter. Stop by today at thedailypost.digital. You'll be glad you did.
Hey fans, tell the world you are here at Veterans Memorial Park watching your Mohawk Valley DiamondDawgs. Share your experiences, connect with other fans, and gain behind-the-scenes access to your favorite team. For more information, visit mvdiamonddogs.com or like us on Facebook or follow us on Instagram and Twitter.
And welcome back, fans. You're listening to the Perfect Game Collegiate League Baseball, brought to you by the Creative Outpost. As I always say, thank you to everybody who works so hard at Creative Outpost to bring you baseball games. Great action shots, great video feeds, a lot more. We try to expand coverage and give you different feeds, different looks. It's all brought to you by Creative Outpost. So top of the seventh here. Bottom of the seventh. We're going into the bottom of the seventh here. 2-1 is the score. DiamondDawgs are ahead, so they're going to look to try to add some runs, add some insurance runs to that lead as we get to the late innings here. And last few warm-up pitches are complete. And we are going to get ready to go here as Ethan Hughes makes his way to the plate for the Dogs. It'll be Ethan Hughes, Sean Stoney, and then back to the top with Edwin Sanchez. So here's Ethan Hughes, as Hughes thus far has struck out twice here this evening, looking to change that here with at-bat number 3 against Anthony Schatz. Schatz winds and delivers. There's a big swing and a miss by Hughes, the count 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Ethan Hughes. Hughes, a right-handed batter returner here for the Dogs. You might remember the name. That's because he was here last year. So here is Ethan Hughes again. We're glad to have him back here in DiamondDawgs gear. And he pops that one up into foul territory, and it is out of play. And quickly the count 0-2 now to Hughes after the foul ball. So no balls and 2 strikes to Ethan Hughes. Looking to avoid 3 strikeouts here tonight, as he already has 2. Right-handed batter is Hughes. And looking in, getting his sign is Anthony Schatz. 0-2. Taking a long lick. Finally agrees what the catcher asked for. Here's the 0-2. And that is a called strike 3. Looked to be outside. Hughes thought the same, but strikeout number 3 for Hughes on the evening. So here's Sean Stoney, another right-handed batter for the Dogs. Also struck out in his last at-bat, walked in his first at-bat. So Sean Stoney from Lincoln University, right-handed batter, ready to face Anthony Schatz, the lefty. Inside for ball 1 to Story. So with 1 out, nobody on here in the bottom of the 7th. Dogs hanging on 2-1 after a run scored in the top of the 7th for the Lumberjacks. That was the first hit of the ball game, scoring a run. And that one hits the catcher a few times after it bounces off his helmet. And the count now 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. 1 out. Sean Story, the batter. Again, Schatz looks in. He sets, winds, and delivers on the 2-0. And that is outside for ball 3. And 3 balls now and no strikes to Sean Stoney. 3-0 count here with 1 out. Nobody on for the Dogs in the bottom of the 7th. Here's the pitch. And that is ball 4 low. And now a runner on first base for the Dogs. And we go back to the top of the lineup with Edwin Sanchez. So Sanchez 0 for 3 tonight. 2 strikeouts and a pop fly. So with 1 out, he's got a runner on first base and a 2-1 lead. Here is the pitch now to Sanchez as a long stare at first base. And the catcher stops that from getting away. And the count 1-0 to Sanchez. 1 ball, no strikes to Edwin Sanchez with 1 out, runner on first. On deck for the Dogs, John Calabrese. 1-0. Chance looks over at the first base. the runner at first base, and now delivers the pitch for a called strike, and the count even at 1-1. A 1 ball, 1 strikes. A lot of kids still here enjoying the game at Vets Park, running around, playing catch, eating some popcorn, having a good time as we near the end of the school year. Yes, folks, the end of the school year. And that one misses for ball 2, so 2 balls and 1 strike. So great place to have the kids come take that energy and let it all out here at the ballpark. 2-1. Here's the 2-1 pitch, and that is popped foul on the count now, 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Edwin Sanchez. The Dogs leading 2-1 here in the bottom of the 7th inning from Vets Memorial Park in Little Falls. 2-2. Here comes the windup now, and the pitch by Anthony Schatz. He's looking at that runner at first a little bit, and now he's going to deliver the pitch. Again, outside. Catcher has to stretch out for it, and the count now 3-2. The catcher is Bo Jonas, getting his workout in, stretching, making sure that ball does not get away. So full count here to Sanchez with 1 out and Calabrese on deck. Runner on first. Runner takes off. There's the pitch down low. Ball 4, and Sanchez will take his base.
Now batting for your Dogs, the center fielder, number 3 from Bucknell University, John Calabrese.
So here's John Calabrese. Calabrese, a left-handed batter, so we'll have a lefty versus lefty matchup here. Calabrese was hit by his pitch in his first at-bat and popped out twice. He's got runners on first and second here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Just 1 out. Dogs looking to add some runs to that 2-1 lead as we get late in the game here with the Lumberjacks breathing down their throat. So off the bag steps Anthony Schatz. So with 1 out, we'll reset, do it all over again with Calabrese at the plate. Schatz winds and delivers. And there's a strike to Calabrese as he holds off, but right down the middle. And the umpire had to call it a strike. So 0-1. No balls, 1 strike. So lefty versus lefty matchup here. Let's see who gets the best of this matchup. As Schatz will set, wind, and deliver on the 0-1. And Calabrese pops that ball up into third base side. The third baseman had to turn around, and he drops it. It's a tough play for the third baseman. He didn't position himself in the right spot and had to turn awkwardly, and the ball dropped. So that will put runners on first, second, and third for the Dogs.
Joey Calabrese.
So here's Joey Calabrese, and before Calabrese comes out, a trip to the mound. We'll take a quick commercial break and be back after this.
At Hummel's Office Plus, our customers remain our #1 priority. Hi, Central New York. This is Justin Hummel, CEO of Hummel's Office Plus. If you are in need of a reliable, competitive, and consistent business product supplier, give Hummel's a try. We offer customized pricing, free next-day delivery, and personalized service. With our wide assortment of office supplies, janitorial supplies, furniture, and everything else you need for your workplace, Hummel's is your go-to for all your business products.
And we're back. And no pitching changes. The conference on the mound for the coach. Looking to settle everybody down with bases loaded here with 1 out for the Dogs. And big opportunity here for Joey Calabrese at the plate for the Dogs. And that one is fouled off by Calabrese. Calabrese already hit a home run tonight. Would like to add another one to his repertoire. And if he did that, he'd have a couple runs to his name. So here's the Calabrese with an 0-1 count. As Schatz looks in. Got himself in a jam here with bases loaded, 1 out. Dogs leading 2-1. Here's the windup and the pitch by Schatz. And that's in the dirt. Stopped by the catcher. So good work there behind the plate by Bo Jonas, keeping that ball in front of him with bases loaded. 1-1 now, the count. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. 1-1 count. Chance looks in. He sets. And he's going to kick, wind, and deliver on the 1-1. And that is fouled off by Calabretti. And the count now is 1-2. So Calabretti steps out of the box momentarily. Makes a little walk back and forth. And back in the batter's box is Calabretti ready to go. And Schatz also set, looking in. And taking a long stare. He gets his sign from his catcher. 1-2, bases loaded, 1 out. Here's the pitch. And big swing and a miss as Calabretti strikes out.
Now batting for your Dogs, the catcher number 30 from Fairfield University, J.P. Kuzik.
So here's J.P. Kuzik. Kuzik having himself a pretty good game today. 2 singles and a ground out today. So this is the guy that you want up the plate right now as he's hitting the ball with 2 outs, bases loaded. A single here for J.P. would be just fine. Here's the pitch. Inside for ball 1. So 1 ball, no strikes to J.P. Kuzik. Kuzik is the catcher for the Dogs. Right-handed batter facing the lefty, and Anthony Schatz. Again, 2 outs, 2-1 lead for the DiamondDawgs here in the bottom of the 7th. Here's Schatz now with the windup and the pitch. And there is strike 1. And the count now 1-1. So 1 ball, 1 strike as J.P. Kuzik steps out to fix his batting gloves. Now he's ready to go with a 1-1 count. So Schatz sets now. Will wind and deliver on the 1-1. And that ball is hit past the first baseman. And J.P. Kuzik is heading the second. 1 run scores. And here's another run. So 2 runs score. And a stand-up double for J.P. Kuzik. And the score now 4-1 Dogs. So J.P. Kuzik continuing to have a solid game here for the Dogs.
Hitter number 11 from Virginia Tech, Caden Hart.
So Caden Hart will come to the plate. Before that, we're going to have a pitching change. And we will take a quick commercial break. We'll be back and let you know who's the new guy on the mound in a bit.
Some people might think that the tire shop in Canajoharie only does tires. Nah, that's only their name. The tire shop does so much more. Oil changes, custom wheels, interstate batteries, computer wheel balancing, tire repair service and recapping, auto accessories, tire chains, ag bags, bale and net wrap, and much more. And when it comes to tires, the tire shop in Canajoharie also does so much more. Lawn and garden tires, off the road, backhoe, loader tires, log skidder, agricultural, ATV and UTV tires, and on the farm tire services. The tire shop is a multi-line new tire dealer. That means they're quite a choice for top brand name tires for your car, truck, SUV, semi-tractor, and trailer, all at great prices. They're also a Goodyear national accounts and state contract pricing location. Financing available too. Find more information and a list of services at thetireshop.biz. Thetireshop.biz. Open Monday through Saturday, 8 to 6. Yes, Saturday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. The Tire Shop, 155 Erie Boulevard in Canajoharie.
At Hummel's Office Plus, our customers remain our #1 priority. Hi, Central New York. This is Justin Hummel, CEO of Hummel's Office Plus. If you are in need of a reliable, competitive, and consistent business product supplier, give Hummel's a try. We offer customized pricing, free next-day delivery, and personalized service. With our wide assortment of office supplies, janitorial supplies, furniture, and everything else you need for your workplace, Hummel's is your go-to for all your business products.
Hey fans, tell the world you are here at Veterans Memorial Park watching your Mohawk Valley DiamondDawgs. Share your experiences, connect with other fans, and gain behind-the-scenes access to your favorite team. For more information, visit mvdiamonddogs.com or like us on Facebook or follow us on Instagram and Twitter.
And welcome back, fans. Bottom of the 7th inning, Dogs have extended their lead to 4-1. And there's 2 outs. We have a new pitcher on the mound for the Boonville Lumberjacks. And that pitcher is number 20, Will Markwood. Will Markwood from Skidmore College. And he is a native of the area from New Hartford, New York, not too far down the road from us, about 45 minutes or so. So Will Markwood now pitching for Boonville. So Markwood, a right-handed pitcher.
Number 11 from Virginia Tech, Caden Hart.
So Caden Hart is the batter for the Dogs. Runners on second and third in scoring position. 2 outs, a 4-1 advantage here for the Dogs. In the bottom of the seventh, and the new pitcher on the mound is Will Markwood. Again, Markwood, a native of the area from New Hartford, New York. And there's a big swing and a miss from Hart, and the count 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Markwood looks in from the stretch. And here is the 0-1 pitch. And that is fouled off, and the count quickly 0-2. So Will Markwood comes in the ball game and quickly up in the count 0-2 to his first batter here in Caden Hart. 0-2. He looks in again. And Markwood sets, winds, and delivers. And that is popped up to right field. Right fielder drifts and makes the catch for the final out. But not before the Dogs put up 2 runs and they extend their lead to 4-1. We head to the top of the 8th. Dogs lead 4-1.
We know pools. Garrity Pools and Spa are the experts in building and creating backyard memories for thousands of families. Garrity takes pride in offering only the highest quality in-ground Pacific pool and radiant above-ground pools that are built for upstate New York weather. Garrity offers only the best with BioGuard chemicals to keep your pool sparkling clean. Visit the professionals at Garrity Pools and Spa, 234 South Caroline Street, Herkimer, or GarrityPools.com.
Wake up and smell the sizzle at your local Burger King. Burger King is open for breakfast 7 days a week. Your mornings deserve the royal treatment. So dive in to try our delicious breakfast sandwiches, savor our savory hash browns, and wash it all down with a hot or iced coffee. Whether it's Monday or Sunday, we've got your breakfast cravings covered. Swing by BK today to have it your way. You rule at participating U.S. restaurants during breakfast hours.
Hey fans, tell the world you are here at Veterans Memorial Park watching your Mohawk Valley DiamondDawgs. Share your experiences, connect with other fans, and gain behind-the-scenes access to your favorite team. For more information, visit mvdiamonddogs.com or like us on Facebook or follow us on Instagram and Twitter.
Bo Jonas.
And welcome back for the start of the top of the 8th inning. Bo Jonas will lead things off here for the Lumberjacks. New pitcher on the mound for Mohawk Valley. That is Brendan Miller. So Brendan Miller from Fairfield University. Left-handed pitcher on the mound for the Dogs. First pitch by Miller misses for ball 1, and the count 1-0. So the Dogs have a 4-1 lead here in the top of the 8th. They added a couple runs in the bottom half of the 7th. There's the windup and pitch by Miller. And that is fouled off into foul territory. The count now even at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Bo Jonas. Jonas, a right-handed batter facing the lefty in Miller. Miller with a 1-1 count. Sets, winds, delivers. Right down the middle for strike 2. So ahead of the count is Miller now, 1-2. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here comes the windup and the pitch. And that one misses down low in the count now, 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Bo Jonas. 2-2 pitch on its way from Miller. And there's a swing and a miss by Bo Jonas, and he strikes out for out number 1 in the top of the 8th.
The extra hitter, number 12, from East Texas Baptist University, Jacob Newland.
So Jacob Newland, the extra hitter who has struck out twice here this evening. Right-handed batter will step into the box to face Brendan Miller here in the top of the 8th with 1 out, down 4-1, these Lumberjacks. Here's Miller now with the pitch. And that one takes a big bounce in the dirt. And the count is 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes. Ball's going to be delivered especially by the catcher. Let's make the walk out to the mound to bring the ball out to his pitcher. That is J.P. Kuzik. So Kuzik shares a few words with his pitcher, Miller, before he makes his way back to home plate. So 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out. And a 4-1 lead here for the Dawgs in the top half of the 8th inning. So everybody's set to go. Newland is in the box. And Miller is on the rubber. 1-0 pitch. And that's fouled off in the count now, 1-1. So 1 ball, 1 strike to Newland. 1 ball and 1 strike. 1-1 count with 1 out. And that one is fouled off. And the count now 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes as Newland battles at the plate against Miller. So 1 more strike here for Miller, and he'll have 2 outs, which is what he's looking for to move quickly through this top of the 8th. 1-2. Miller now sets and will wind and deliver. And there's a swing and a miss by Newland for strike 3. That's his 3rd strikeout of the game for Newland. And Mason Resmondo. So Mason Resmondo now the batter. 0 for 2 is Resmondo. He has grounded out and popped out. And again, J.P. Kuzik will run out to the mound quickly. He's got a little strategy to go over with his pitcher as they talk things over momentarily with 2 outs. So 2 outs, nobody on here, top of the 8th. Dawgs lead 4-1 here at Vets Memorial Park. It is perfect game collegiate baseball league action from Little Falls, New York. We're coming to you from Veterans Memorial Park in Little Falls. So with 2 outs, here is Miller with the windup and the pitch. And that one misses for ball 1. A 1 ball, no strikes to Resmondo. After Resmondo, we go back to the top of the order with Andy Perez. Should we get there? And that was called a strike, and the count now even at 1-1. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, nobody on. Top of the 8th. And here is Miller now with the windup and the 1-1. Swing and a miss for strike 2. And Resmondo now 1-2. So 1 more strike, and Miller can head back to the dugout and relax and watch his team bat for the bottom of the 8th. 1-2, here's the pitch. Down low, and the count now 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Resmondo. Resmondo, a right-handed batter, facing the lefty here in Miller. 2-2 pitch on its way. Outside for ball 3, and we'll have ourselves a full count. So a full count. Boonville dugout standing up, cheering on their teammates. Here's the 3-2 pitch coming from Miller. And that misses down low for ball 4, and Resmondo will walk with 2 outs.
Now for the Lumberjacks, the shortstop number 5 from the University of Pittsburgh, Andy Perez.
So Andy Perez, top of the order. He reached on an E6, also popped out and walked in this ball game. Comes to the plate with 2 outs here in the top of the 8th. Runner on first, down 4-1. These Lumberjacks are. And there's a foul tip in the count, 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Andy Perez. 0-1, here's the pitch. And that's fouled off, and just like that, ahead in the count is Miller, 0-2. Brendan Miller, mentioned one of our Fairfield guys, one of our Fairfield Stags. 0-2 as Miller looks to shut him down here, get his team to the bottom of the 8th with a 4-1 advantage. Here's the 0-2 pitch, and that is fouled off as he continues to battle at the plate. Does Andy Perez. That's shortstop Andy Perez. 0-2, 2 outs. Miller again looking in, taking a long, hard look. Picks up his sign from his catcher, stares at the runner at first, takes another glance, and now will deliver the pitch. And swing and a miss. And that'll do it for the inning, and the Dogs will head to the bottom of the 8th with a 4-1 advantage.
At GPO, we understand every member's journey is unique. That's why our employees take the time to listen, understand, and deliver personalized solutions that fit your life. From budgeting to borrowing, we're with you every step of the way. Your journey, our commitment. GPO Federal Credit Union, committed to excellence.
Some people might think that the tire shop in Canajoharie only does tires. Nah, that's only their name. The tire shop does so much more. Oil changes, custom wheels, interstate batteries, computer wheel balancing, tire repair service and recapping, auto accessories, tire chains, ag bags, bale and net wrap, and much more. And when it comes to tires, the tire shop in Canajoharie also does so much more. Lawn and garden tires, off the road, backhoe, loader tires, log skidder, agricultural, ATV and UTV tires, and on the farm tire services. The tire shop is a multi-line new tire dealer. That means they're quite a choice for top brand name tires for your car, truck, SUV, semi-tractor, and trailer, all at great prices. They're also a Goodyear national accounts and state contract pricing location. Financing available too. Find more information and a list of services at thetireshop.biz. Thetireshop.biz. Open Monday through Saturday, 8 to 6. Yes, Saturday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. The Tire Shop, 155 Erie Boulevard in Canajoharie.
And we are back for the bottom of the 8th. Dogs are coming to bat. They have a 4-1 lead, looking to pound some more and put some more runs on the board here for the DiamondDawgs.
Number 34 from Trinity College, John Ramsey.
So John Ramsey's going to lead things off here for the Dogs in the bottom of the 8th. It'll be Ramsey, Hurd, and Hughes. But first here is Ramsey, ready to face the pitcher, Markwood. First pitch by Markwood called strike, 0-1. No balls and 1 strike. Here comes the windup in the pitch to Ramsey. And that misses for ball 1 inside. And the count 1-1. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Markwood sets now. Winds and delivers on the 1-1 pitch. The ball is hit to the shortstop. He scoops it, throws over, and there is 1 out. So a quick play there for the first out of the bottom of the 8th. That was hit to shortstop Andy Perez.
The first baseman, number 27 from SUNY Albany, Justin Hurd.
So here's Justin Hurd. Justin Hurd now the batter for the DiamondDawgs here in the bottom of the 8th. Hurd a right-handed batter for the Dawgs. Hurd with the RBI single early in the game. Also popped out and grounded out. There's strike one to Hurd, and the count 0-1. Ethan Hughes on deck here for Mohawk Valley. After Hurd. And there's a foul tip in the count now, 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes now to Justin Hurd. Again, 4-1 advantage here for the Dawgs. Markwood, the pitcher on the mound. Will Markwood from Skidmore College, New Hartford native. 0-2. Here's the pitch. And down low, misses for ball 1. So 1 ball and 2 strikes now. Justin Hurd quickly back in the box as Markwood looks in and agrees to the pitch called by the catcher. Here's the pitch. And that one either hits him or went behind him. Looks like it went behind him. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. So 2-2 count to Justin Hurd. 2-2. Markwood again looks in. Justin Hurd, the batter, at the plate with 1 out. And in the dirt, takes a big bounce, and that puts the count at 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to Justin Hurd here in the bottom of the 8th. 1 out, nobody on. Dawgs lead 4-1 against these Lumberjacks from Boonville. And that one is fouled off by Hurd as he continues to battle at the plate with a 3-2 count. Three balls and 2 strikes. Good crowd on hand for the Boonville folks. They traveled well, not too far of a drive from Boonville here to Little Falls. There's ball 4. A lot of the parents coming out to watch their boys play baseball. And there's a walk to Justin Hurd.
Batting for your Dawgs, for right fielder, number 24 from Warner University, Ethan Hughes.
So Ethan Hughes now the batter for the Dawgs. As we said before, Hughes has struck out 3 times tonight. He can change that here with 1 swing of the bat, with 1 out and a runner on first. So here's Ethan Hughes against Markwood. And shows bunt, puts down a bunt down the third base line. And a good bunt down the line. And that moves the runner over to second base. And so runner now in scoring position after the sacrifice bunt there by Ethan Hughes.
For your Dawgs, the second baseman, number 7 from Lincoln University.
So we're going to have a pinch hitter coming in for Sean Stoney.
Your attention, please. Pinch hitting for your Mohawk Valley DiamondDawgs from Wagner College, number 33, Matthew Sutera.
And so we have a new batter coming into the ball game here for the DiamondDawgs, Matt Sutera from Wagner College. So here is Sutera at the plate with a runner on second base and 2 outs. First pitch to Sutera, called strike 1. The count 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike now to Sutera. Runner on second base in scoring position here for the Dawgs. So insurance runs on the base pads here. The Dawgs trying to get them across here with a 4-1 lead in the bottom of the 8th. Here's the pitch from, I just lost my train of thought. What his name was, Markwood. 0-2 now the count to Sutera. So no balls and 2 strikes. Sutera steps out of the box. Adjusts his batting gloves before he jumps back into the right side of the batter's box to face Markwood. That is Will Markwood. 0-2 count. Markwood sets now. Looks at the runner at second base, taking a generous lead, not being held on. Here's the pitch. And down low, misses for ball 1. The count now 1-2 to Sutera. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bottom of the 8th. Dawgs looking for a hit here to score an extra run. Already up 4-1. Sutera at the plate. Markwood, the pitcher, on the mound. Will Markwood sets. Takes a long stare at that runner and now delivers. And there is called strike 3 on the outside corner. And that'll do it for the bottom of the 8th inning. As the Dawgs lead 4-1, we head to the top of the 9th. Dawgs looking to shut it down and walk away victorious.
Little Falls, New York combines the charms of a small town with the conveniences of a much larger city. Of course, you'd expect to find welcoming people, beautiful scenery, family-friendly activities, and plenty to do outdoors. But you might be surprised to find that Little Falls, New York also has an espresso bar, gem shop, art center, French restaurant, antique centers, local hospital, and extensive civic services and amenities. Not to mention homes both beautiful and affordable, nestled in a dramatic natural setting amongst steep hills that descend to the Mohawk River and Erie Canal. Little Falls, New York. It's a great place to spend a few days or a lifetime.
And we are back. It is the top of the 9th inning here from Veterans Memorial Park in Little Falls. It is perfect game collegiate baseball league action between the visiting Boonville Lumberjacks and the Mohawk Valley DiamondDawgs. Top 9, DiamondDawgs 4-1 lead here. So if they can shut down these Lumberjacks here in the top of the 9th, it is game over. 4-game winning streak for the Lumberjacks at stake here. So here we go. So Clayton Hodges will lead things off here for the Lumberjacks with Brendan Miller on the mound for Mohawk Valley. Here's the pitch outside for ball 1. So 1 ball, no strikes. Fans, Mohawk Valley back here tomorrow night. The Albany Athletics come to town. Albany Athletics baseball. Come check them out tomorrow here in Little Falls. 1-0 pitch. Here it comes. And there is a ball 2. So 2 balls and no strikes now to Clayton Hodges. It'll be Clayton Hodges, Carter McKay, and Jeremiah McLemore. 2-0 count. Miller sets. And he's going to wind and deliver. And does so with a swing and a miss. And the count now 2-1 to Hodges. Hodges has struck out 3 times here tonight. So 0 for 3 for Hodges. Looking to change that here in the top of the 9th. No better time to get the bat going for the Lumberjacks. 2-1. Here's the pitch. And that is left high for ball 3. And the count now 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike here. Brendan Miller is going to wind and deliver on the 3-1. And called a strike 2 outside corner. And a full count now to Hodges. Well, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Let's see if Brendan Miller can win this one out here over Hodges. Here's the 3-2 pitch. And a swing and a miss for strike 3 and out number 1. So Carter McKay now, the batter for the Lumberjacks.
From Memphis University, Carter McKay.
So here's left-handed batter Carter McKay. So lefty versus lefty here in this matchup here. The second batter of the inning comes to the plate for Boonville. And here comes the pitch now from Miller. And that misses for ball 1. So 1 ball, no strikes. Miller sets. Will kick, wind, and deliver on the 1-0. And there is strike 1 in the count, even at 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Still a gorgeous evening here tonight in Little Falls. And that one gets away, and the count 2-1. Oh, absolutely beautiful night to play baseball here. Both teams have come out and played a great ball game thus far. Not over yet. 4-1 is the score. And Boonville looking to change that here. 1 out. Ball hit on the ground, up the middle for a base hit. So Boonville staying alive here in the top of the ninth.
Now batting for the Lumberjacks, the first baseman, number 34, from Mount Olive University, Jeremiah McLemore.
So Jeremiah McLemore now the batter for Boonville. McLemore, a right-handed batter. Grounded out, popped out, and reached on an error. 1 out. And here comes the windup now and the pitch. Ball on the ground, stopped by the catcher. Nobody goes anywhere. They keep that runner at first base to the Dawgs. 1-0. The count here to McLemore. McLemore taps home plate, signifying he's ready to go. And so here comes the pitch by Miller. 1-0 count. Actually back to first they go. He throws over. The runner gets back quickly. And the count will stay put at 1-0. So Miller versus McLemore here in the top of the ninth. 1 out. And big swing and a miss by McLemore. And the count now 1-1. A 1 ball, a 1 strike. McLemore is set. Awaiting the pitch. Here it comes. And there's swing and a miss number 2 in the count now 1-2 to McLemore. So Jeremiah McLemore, 1 ball, 2 strikes as Brendan Miller looking for out number 2 with a runner on first base here in the top of the ninth. 1-2. Wind up and the pitch from Miller. And there is a strike 3 as McLemore strikes out. And down to their final out now are the Lumberjacks. So here's Akil Nimula. So last chance here for the Lumberjacks with Nimula at the plate. 2 outs. Runner on first. 4-1 lead here for the Dawgs. Here's the windup and the pitch. And that one misses down low for ball 1. A 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs. Here's the 1-0 pitch now. And swing and a miss for strike 1. The count now 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Nimula, 2 outs. Again, runner on first base. Lumberjacks down 4-1. Dawgs trying to seal the deal here and end this 4-game winning streak for the Lumberjacks. That one misses for ball 2. So 2-1. So the last couple of days, Dawgs have been trying to play spoilers. They did that to Amsterdam last night. And trying to do it here to the Lumberjacks, ending their 4-game winning streak. 2-1 count. Here's the pitch. And that one is fouled off down the first base line. And the count 2-2. So down to their final strike here are the Lumberjacks. So Miller looking to shut it down here with 2 balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner on first, 4-1 lead for the Dawgs. And here we go with Nimula at the plate. 2-2. There's the windup, the pitch. Ball is hit up the middle, grabbed by the second baseman. Steps on the bag, and that will do it, folks. The DiamondDawgs win this one 4-1. They end the 4-game winning streak of the Boonville Lumberjacks, and they're victorious for the 2nd night in a row. And that'll do it for the Dogs tonight. I'm Pete Pagliaro. Everybody from here from Creative Outpost bringing you the action. We'll be back here tomorrow night. Albany Athletics come to town. We hope you join us tomorrow night, and have a great night.
just sit there like a bump on a log. Let me hear you holler now. Let's go, Dogs! We got a guy on bird and nobody out. It's time to stand up, yes, it's time to shout. We're playing some ball and we're having some fun. Come on, boys, let's score that run. So don't just sit there like a bump on a log. Let me hear you holler now. Let's go, Dogs! We're out on the field and we're ready to play. We're all suited up, we got a game today. We're gonna play fast and we're gonna play hard. Gonna knock that ball right out of the yard. So don't just sit there like a bump on a log. Let me hear you holler now. Let's go, Dogs! 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 Don't just sit there like a bump on a log. Let me hear you holler.